when you are.
Copy.
Okay.
Ready. So we'll start with a little pre-show speech from Lucy. Thank you all for coming to the One Act, blah, blah, blah. Hope you enjoy the show. Lights dim. Blackout. Lights up. The toilet handle jiggles twice. The toilet does not flush.
What about this? Listen to this. A man of 87 wanted to cross the road, but there was a lot of traffic, see? He couldn't see how he was going to squeeze through, so he crawled under a lorry.
He what?
He crawled under a lorry, a stationary lorry.
No.
The lorry started and ran over him.
Go on.
That's what it says here.
Get away.
It's enough to make you want to puke, isn't it?
Who advised him to do a thing like
A
that?
man of 87 crawling under a lorry.
It's unbelievable.
It's down here in black and white.
Incredible. Toilet handle is jiggled once. Lavatory does not flush.
I wanted to ask you something.
What are you doing out there?
I was just
Well, what about the tea?
going to make it.
Well, go on. Make it.
Yes, I will. He's laid on some very nice crockery this time, I'll say that. It's sort of striped. There's a white stripe. It's very nice, I'll say that. You know, sort of round the cup, round the rim, there's a white stripe. Then the rest of it's black, you see. Then the saucer is black, except for in the middle where the cup goes, where it's white. And the plates are the same, you see, only they've got a black stripe, the plates, right across the middle. Yes, I'm quite taken with the crockery.
What do you want plates for? You're not going to eat.
I brought a few biscuits.
Well, you better eat them quick.
I always bring a few biscuits. Or a pie. You know I can't drink tea without anything to eat.
Well, go on. Make the tea then. Well, your time's getting on.
You got any cigarettes? I think I've run out. I hope it won't be a long job, this one. But I wanted to ask you something. What's that?
A child of 8 killed a cat.
He what?
It's a fact. What about that? A child of 8 killing a cat.
How did he do it?
It was a girl.
How did she do it?
She... It doesn't say.
Why not?
Wait a minute. It just says her brother, aged 11, viewed the incident from the tool shed.
Go on.
It's bloody ridiculous.
I bet he did it.
Who?
The brother.
Think you're right? What about that? A kid of 11 killing a cat and blaming it on a sister of 8. It's enough to... Ugh!
What time's he getting in touch? What time's he getting in touch?
What's the matter with you? It could be any time.
I was going to
Anytime.
ask you something.
What?
Have you noticed the time that lavatory takes to fill?
What? What?
What lavatory?
What lavatory?
Right there.
No, does it?
Incredible.
Well, what about it?
What do you think's the matter with it?
Nothing.
Nothing?
It's got a deficient ball cock, that's
A
all.
deficient what?
Ball cock.
Go on.
That's what I should say.
Go on. That didn't occur to me. I didn't have a very restful sleep today, did you? Not much of a bed. Could have done with another blanket, too. Hello. What's this? The first 11 cricketers. You seen this, Ben?
What?
The first 11.
What?
There's a photo here of the first 11.
What first 11?
Oh, it doesn't say.
What about the T?
They all look a bit old to me. I wouldn't like to live in this dump. Wouldn't mind if you had a window, you could see what it looked like outside.
What do you want a window for?
Well, I like to have a bit of a view, Ben. It whiles away the time. When you come into a place you've never seen before, you come into a room when it's still dark, you sleep all day, you do your job, you go away in the night again. I like to get a look at the scenery. You never get the chance in this job.
You get your holidays, do you?
Only a fortnight.
You kill me. Anyone would think you're working every day. How often do we do a job? Once a week? What are you complaining about?
Yes, but we've got to be on tap though, haven't we? You can't move out of the house in case a call comes.
You know what your trouble is?
What?
You haven't got any interests.
I've got interests.
What? Tell me one of your interests.
I've got interests.
Look at me. What have I got?
I don't know what.
I've got my woodwork. I've got my model boats. Have you ever seen me idle? I'm never idle. I know how to occupy my time to its best advantage. Then when a call comes, I'm ready.
Don't you ever get a bit fed up? I'm meaning to ask you something.
Toilet flushes.
There she goes. I've been meaning to ask you something. Ben,
What?
why did you stop the car this morning in the middle of that road?
I thought you were asleep.
I was, but I woke up when you stopped. You did stop, didn't you? In the middle of that road? It was still dark out, don't you remember? I looked out, it was all misty. I thought perhaps you wanted to kip, but you were sitting up dead straight like you were waiting for something.
I wasn't waiting for anything.
You must have fallen back asleep. What was all that about then? Why did we stop?
We were too early.
Early? Too early for what? We got the call, didn't we, saying we were to start right away? We did. We shoved out on the dot. So how could we be too early?
Who took the call, me or you?
You.
We were too early.
Too early for what? You mean someone had to get out before we got in? I thought these sheets didn't look too bright. I thought they ponged a bit. I was too tired to notice when I got in this morning. Huh. That's taking a bit of a liberty, isn't it? I don't want to share my bed sheets. I told you things were going down the drain. He doesn't even seem to bother much with our comfort these days.
How do you you know those sheets weren't clean?
What do you mean?
How do you know they weren't clean? You've spent the whole day in them, haven't you?
What? You mean it might be my palm? Yes. Could be my pong, I suppose. I don't really know what I pong like, that's the trouble. What's that? What day is it? I've been meaning to ask you something. What town are we in?
I've told you, Birmingham.
Go on. That's the second biggest city in all of Great Britain. I never would have guessed. It's Friday today, isn't it? It'll be Saturday tomorrow.
What about it?
We could go and watch the Villa.
They're playing away.
No, are they? Oh, okay.
Anyway, there's no time. We've got to get straight back.
We have done in the past, though, haven't we? Stayed over and watched the game, haven't we, for a bit of relaxation?
Things have tightened up, mate. They've tightened up.
Huh. I saw the Villa get beaten in a cup tie once. It was one. Who was it against now? White shirts. It was 1-1 at halftime. I'll never forget it. Their opponents won by a penalty. Talk about drama. Yes, it was a disputed penalty. Disputed. They got beat 2-1 anyway because of it. You were there yourself.
Not me.
Yes, you were there. Don't you remember that disputed penalty?
No.
He went down just inside the area, then they said he was just acting. I didn't think it would touched it myself, but the referee had the ball on the spot. So.
Didn't touch him. What are you talking about? He laid him out flat.
Not the Villa. The Villa don't play that sort of game.
Get out of it.
He must have been here.
What must?
The Villa.
They
Must
were
have been
playing-
here in Birmingham.
They were playing away.
Because you know who it was against? It was the Spurs. It was Tottenham Hotspur.
Well, what about it?
We've never done a job in Tottenham.
How do you know?
I remember Tottenham.
Don't make me laugh, will you?
Yes, I'd like to see another football match. I've always been an ardent football fan. Here, what about coming to see the Spurs tomorrow?
They're playing away.
Who are?
The Spurs.
Then they might be playing here.
Don't be silly.
If they're playing away, then they might be playing here. They might be playing the Villa.
But the Villa are playing away.
An envelope slides under the door.
Ben?
Away! They're all playing away!
Ben, look here.
What?
Look!
What's that?
I don't know.
Well, where'd it come from?
Under the door.
Well, what is it?
I don't know!
Pick it up.
What?
Pick it up. What is it?
An envelope.
Is there anything on it?
No.
Is it sealed?
Yes.
Oh, what is it? Open it.
What?
Open it. What's in it?
Matches.
Matches?
Yes.
Show it to me.
Nothing on it, not a word.
That's funny, isn't it?
And it came from under the door.
Must have done.
Well, go on.
Go on where?
Open the door and see if you can catch anyone outside.
Who, me?
Well, go on!
No one!
What did you see?
Nothing.
You must have been pretty quick.
Well, I can do with them. They'll come in handy,
Yes?
but won't they?
Won't they?
Yes.
Well, you're always running out.
All the time?
Yes. They'll come in handy then.
Yes.
Won't they?
Yes.
You could do with them, huh?
I can do it.
Why?
We haven't got any.
Well, you're always cadging matches. How many have you got there?
About a dozen.
Well, don't lose them. Red too. You don't even need a box. Don't waste them! Go on, go and light it.
Going like what?
The kettle?
You mean the gas?
Who does?
You do.
What do you mean I mean the gas?
That's what you mean, don't you? The gas.
If I say go and light the kettle, I mean go and light the kettle.
You got it wrong.
Who does?
You do.
What do you mean?
They say put on the kettle.
Who says? I have never, in all my life, heard anyone say put on the kettle.
Bet my
your mother?
I don't know.
Well, what are you talking about your mother for?
Look here.
Gus, I'm not trying to be unreasonable. I'm just trying to point something out to you.
Yeah, but I've never
Who's
heard.
the senior partner here? Me or you?
You.
I'm only looking after your interests, Gus. You've got to learn, mate.
Listen, I've never.
Nobody says, put on the gas. What does the gas light?
What is the gas like?
The kettle, you fool!
Right! Oh, right!
What are you waiting for?
I want to see if they light.
What?
The matches. No. Shall I try it on here? Here we are.
Put on the bloody kettle, for Christ's sake.
It's going.
What?
The stove. I wonder who it'll be tonight. I was going to ask you a question.
What? What the? Oh, for Christ's sake.
No, I was going to ask you a question.
What are you sitting on my bed for? What's the matter with you? You're always asking me questions. What's the matter with you?
Nothing.
You never used to ask me so many damn questions. What's come over you?
I was just wondering.
Well, stop wondering. You've got a job to do, so why don't you do it and shut up?
That's what I was wondering about.
What?
The job.
What job?
Have you got any idea who it's going to be tonight? I was just wondering if you had any idea who it's going to be.
What's going to be?
Who it's going to be.
What about that tea?
Yes. Sure. Ha! The gas has gone out.
Well, what about it?
Well, there's a meter.
Well, I haven't got any money.
Nor have I.
Well, you'll have to wait
What for?
for Wilson.
He might not come. He might just send a message. He doesn't always come.
Well, then you'll have to do without it, won't you? You can have a cup of tea afterwards. What's the matter with you?
I'd like to have one before.
You better get ready anyway.
I hope he's got.
If he's got a shilling anyway, if he comes. He's entitled to have it. He's entitled to have. After all, it's his place. He could have seen there was enough gas laid on for a cup of tea.
What do you mean it's his place?
Well, isn't it?
It doesn't have. He's probably only rented it. It doesn't have to be his place.
It's his place. I bet the whole house is. He's not even bothering to lay on enough gas for a cup of tea. I know it's his place. Look at all the other places. You go to this address, there's a key there, there's a teapot, there's enough gas. And there's never a soul in sight. You ever notice that? We never get any complaints, do we? No noise or anything like that. Except for the bloke who comes. You ever notice that? You like waiting, don't you? Half the time he doesn't even bother to put in an appearance, Wilson.
Why should he? He's a busy man.
There are a lot of things I want to ask him. But I can never seem to get around to it when I see him.
Scrub around it, will you?
I've been thinking about that last one,
What last one?
that girl.
Well, what about it?
How many times are you going to read that paper?
What do you mean?
I was just wondering.
What are you doing criticizing me?
Listen, I was just wondering.
You're gonna get a swipe around your ear hole if you don't watch your step. I'm not looking anywhere. How many times have I... A bloody liberty.
I didn't mean it like that.
Just get on with it, mate. Get on with it, that's all.
I didn't mean it like that. I was just thinking about that girl. That's all. She wasn't much to look at, I know, but still, what a mess. Honest, I can't remember a mess like that last one, can you? They don't seem to hold together like men, women. A looser texture like. Didn't she spread? She didn't have spread. But I've been meaning to ask you something. Who does the clearing up after we've gone? I'm curious about that. Who does the clearing up? What if they never clear them up? What if they just leave them there? How many jobs have we done? Blimey, I've lost count of them all. What if they never clean up after we've done?
You mutt. Do you think we're the only branch of this organization? Have a bit of common. They've got departments for everything.
What, cleaners and all?
You Burke!
There is a lot of clatter and racket, which I'm waiting to send.
What is it?
Have a look at it.
Read it.
2 braised steak and chips. 2 sago puddings. 2 teas without sugar.
Let me see that.
2 teas without sugar.
Hmm.
What do you think of that?
Well,
The box goes up.
Give us a chance! They're in a hurry, aren't they?
That's a bit. That's a bit funny, isn't it?
It's been funny, isn't it?
No, it's not funny. Probably used to be a cafe here, that's all.
Cafe.
Upstairs. These places change hands very quickly.
What, you mean this was the kitchen down here?
Yes. These places change hands overnight. They go into liquidation. The people who run them, they don't find it a going concern.
You mean the
They
people
move
who...
out.
You mean the people who ran up this place didn't find it a going concern and they moved out?
Sure.
Well, who moved in?
Well, what do you mean? Who moved in?
If they moved out, who moved in?
Well, that all depends.
The box descends.
Soup of the day, liver and onions, jam tart.
We'd better send something up.
What?
We'd better send something up.
Oh, yes. Yes, perhaps we should.
Quick, what have you got in that bag?
Not much. Biscuits. 1 bar of chocolate. Half a pint of milk.
That all?
1 packet of tea.
Good.
You can't send up the tea.
Well, there's no gas. You can't do anything with it, can you? What else have you got?
One Eccles cake.
One Eccles cake.
Yes.
You never told me you had an Eccles cake.
Didn't I?
Why only one? Didn't you bring one for me?
I didn't think you'd be keen.
Well, you can't send up one Eccles cake anyway. Fetch one of those plates.
Does this mean I can keep the Eccles cake?
Keep it?
I don't know we've got it, do they?
That's not the point.
Can't I keep it?
No, you can't.
Ah.
Get the plate. Where did these come from?
What?
Where did these crisps come from?
Where did you find them?
You're playing a dirty game, my lad.
I was just saving them for when I got beer.
Well, where were you going to get the beer?
I don't know.
I'll remember this. Put everything on the plate.
The box goes up.
Wait a minute.
It's gone up.
This is all your fault, playing about.
What do we do now?
We wait for it to come down. You better get ready.
What's going on here?
What's going on here?
What do you mean?
You said that people who had this place before moved out.
How?
Who moved in?
What do you mean?
What do they do when we're not here? All these menus going down and nothing going back up. It could have been going on like that for years. What do they do after we've gone? Have you seen the gas stove?
What about it?
It's only got 3 rings.
So what?
You couldn't cook much on 3 rings.
That's why service is slow.
The box descends.
Macaroni pasticcio or mitha macaronata.
What was that?
Macaroni pasticcio or mitha macaronata.
Greek dishes.
No,
That's right.
it's very high class.
Quick, before it goes up.
Three McVitie and Price, 1 Lion Leo Red Label, 1 Eccles Cake, 1 Fruit and Nut,
Cadbury's.
Cadbury's,
1 bottle of milk.
1 bottle of milk, half a pint, Express Dairy.
The box goes up.
Just done it.
You shouldn't shout like that.
Why not?
It isn't done. You better get ready.
This is someplace.
This is someplace. No tea, no biscuits.
Eating makes you lazy, mate. You're getting lazy, you know that? You don't want to get slack on your job.
Who, me?
Slack, mate. Slack.
Who, me? Slack?
Have you ever checked your gun?
You haven't even checked your gun. It looks disgraceful anyway. Why don't you ever polish it?
where the chef went. Probably needed a couple to keep up with a place like this.
Of course there is. Don't you know what it takes to make mytha macronata?
No, what?
In order, buck your ideas up, will you?
Takes a few cooks, huh? There's another kitchen along the passage.
Why doesn't he get in touch?
Why doesn't he get in touch?
The box descends.
One char siu and bean sprouts.
Bean sprouts?
I wouldn't know where to begin.
Blimey.
They sent back the tea.
What'd they do that for?
Maybe it isn't tea time.
The box goes up.
Look here, we better tell them
Oh, what?
that we can't do it. We haven't got it.
How do we do that?
Lend us your pencil. We'll write a note.
He notices he's speaking to.
What's this?
What?
This.
This. It is speaking to.
What?
Speaking to.
Do it.
Take it out. You blow into it. There you go. That's right.
Well,
Blow into it.
I can't do anything.
Now you speak. Speak into it.
The mouth goes bad!
That. Good evening. I'm sorry to bother you, but we thought we'd tell you that we haven't got anything left. We sent up all we had. There's no more food down here. What? No, all we had was sent up. Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. The Eccles cake was stale. The chocolate was melted. The milk was sour. The biscuits were moldy.
What about the crisps?
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that. What? What? Yes, yes. Yes, certainly. Certainly, right away. Did you hear that?
Hear what?
You know what he said? Light the kettle. Not put on the kettle, not light the gas, but light the kettle.
How can we light the kettle?
What do you need?
We haven't got any money.
Now what do we do?
Maybe they can send us down a box.
What did he want us to light the kettle for?
What did he want us to light the kettle for anyway?
For tea. He wanted a cup of tea.
He wanted a cup of tea! I've wanted a cup of tea all night!
What do we do now?
What are we supposed to drink?
What are we supposed to drink? We sent him up everything. He wants a cup of tea? That's enough to make the cat laugh. That beats the band, that does. And he wants a cup of tea? Bet they've got a salad bowl up there. You notice that I didn't ask for any salad? It's got a nice big salad bowl. Cold meats, radishes, cucumbers, watercress, roll mops. Delish. don't feel so great. You look like you could use an Alka-Seltzer yourself.
Time's getting on. Let me give you your instructions.
Before. We've done it 1,000 times.
Let me give you your instructions. When we get the call, you go and stand behind the door.
Stand behind the door.
If there's a knock on the door, you don't answer
If
it.
there's a knock at the door, you don't answer it.
But there won't be a knock on the door.
But there won't be a knock on the door.
And the bloke comes in,
When the bloke comes in,
shut the door behind him,
shut the door behind him,
without divulging your presence.
without divulging my presence.
He'll see me and come towards me.
He'll see you and come towards you.
He won't see you,
He won't see me.
but he'll see me.
Huh?
But he'll see me.
But he won't see me.
He won't know you're there.
He won't know you're there.
He won't know you're there.
He won't know I'm there.
I take out my gun.
You take out your gun.
He stops in his tracks.
You've left something out.
I know what.
I haven't taken my gun out, according to you.
You take out your gun
I take out my gun
after you shut the door.
after I close the door.
When he sees me
When he sees you, he'll come,
in front of him
you in front of him,
and you behind him,
me behind him,
he'll feel uncertain.
uneasy.
He won't know what to do.
He'll look at me and he'll look at you.
He'll look at me and he'll look at you.
He'll look at us.
We'll look at him.
Nobody says a word.
He'll look at us.
We won't say a word.
Nobody says a word.
What do we do if it's a girl?
We did the same.
Exactly the same.
Exactly.
We don't do anything different.
We do exactly the same.
Excuse me.
The toilet handle jiggles, the toilet does not flush.
Why did he send us matches if he knew there was no gas? Bang! Why did he send us matches if he knew there was no gas? Why would he do that?
Who?
Why would he send us those matches?
What are you talking
Who
about?
is upstairs?
What's one thing to do with another?
You said the people who had this place before moved out, or who moved in.
Enough.
I told you own this place, didn't I?
Shut up.
I warned you, didn't I?
Shut up!
I told you before who owned this place, didn't I? What's he playing these games for?
What games?
That's what I want to know. What's he playing these games for? We've been through our tests, haven't we? Got through them years ago, didn't we? We proved ourselves before now, so what's he playing these games for?
The box descends. It's accompanied by a shrill whistle.
Scampy. We've got nothing left! Nothing! Do you understand?
Stop it, you maniac!
You are-
That's enough! I'm warning you!
box goes up.
Listen to this. What about that, huh? Have you ever heard such a thing?
Go on,
It's true.
get away.
It's down here in black and white.
Is that a fact?
Can you imagine it?
It's unbelievable.
It's enough to make you want to puke, isn't it?
Incredible.
Where are you going?
I'm going to get a glass of water.
The whistle and the speaking tube blows.
Yes. Repeat. Understood. He has arrived and will be coming in straight away. The normal method is to be employed. Understood. Sure, we're ready. Gus?
The toilet flushes.
Gus!
Blackout.
Okay, so we need to do a transition here. We have 2 beds to get off and 2 rehearsal blocks to get on,
And a dumbwaiter to go off.
and a dumbwaiter to go off, which means we probably need everybody who isn't involved in this show or the next show to work on this transition. So,
Could you repeat that last time?
if you just got off and my actor's about to go on, you're not in this transition. So, 2 people on the upstage bed, 2 people on the downstage bed, 2 people on the dumbwaiter. After you get the beds off, people bring 2 rehearsal blocks on. I'll show you where they go. Upstage, through that door. Here. And then just go right up against this wall. And this goes flipped over on top.
Probably that
And where would
I have
the dumbwaiter will be
I have
in
Benny
that
Statues
corner.
rehearsal.
Okay.
Benny Statues rehearsal.
I don't know, we don't actually know exactly what's gonna have
One
to
is like
happen to it, but something's gonna have to happen.
and Lucy and you the schedule moving forward, right?
She said she's going to.
Okay, just
Yes.
make sure that for all of that, like you
Alright.
have to be here.
Okay, yeah, I kind of understand
Alright. And then we have somebody to take on 2 rehearsal blocks. 2 non-directors. No, I assume not.
Who doesn't have a job yet?
I can
do that.
Yeah, when you get off.
Catherine?
Okay, who are the 2 people on the 7th bed?
You're the demo.
Okay, each one of you grab a rehearsal block on your way back out. They go here and here.
Maybe it should be the first people on the first bed.
Yeah, okay, first, yeah.
Never mind.
That makes
Should
sense?
pick up the match.
And then somebody needs to.
Oh, yeah. And, person who takes on that rehearsal block, gum wrapper, goes right there. Gum wrapper. Don't forget that. It's important. Okay, this next one is called Precipice. It is directed by me, and the cast is Erica Withrow and Zach, of course. Yeah, here we go. Whenever you're ready, guys. Ready?
This is the place?
Absolutely. I remember this tree.
There's only 50 trillion trees around us, and you remember this particular tree.
The way it grows out of the rock. Unless you want to, I'll jump first.
I've seen 100 trees grow out of rock.
No, I remember this curve in the lower trunk, how the north wind must have forced the tree to grow crooked.
Heliotropism grows towards the southern exposure.
That's east.
Can't be east. That's last light, that's west. So that way has to be south.
You're right. I got turned around by the train.
I'm not an outdoor guy.
Then you toss the packs over to me. Ready?
Almost.
Pedal?
Boots, too big. I told you I should have gotten a size smaller.
Not with hiking socks. Are those cotton?
Yeah.
What happened to the wool socks?
Wool irritates my skin, makes my feet sweat.
Wool breathes moisture away. Cotton holds it. Cold feet your beat.
You're just full of those mountaineer sayings.
Ready?
Sure this is where we jumped over this morning?
Positive.
Wish I could see the ledge over there.
Been hiking this trail half my life. You could get a cold northwester on a July day. Since we've been here, it's dropped another 6 degrees. I really think we need to move on.
Let's go.
You okay about it?
I wish I felt better about it.
You're not 100%.
I know I can jump 5 feet across. I did it this morning.
But,
It's just...
damn bug.
yeah. I wish I could see the other side.
Scientific method. Observe! I'm going to throw a stone. QED, okay?
No.
Didn't you hear the stone hit the ledge over there?
I heard the stone hit stone. Whether it's the ledge we jumped from, I have no idea. And neither do you.
What else could it be?
I don't know. Neither do you.
Okay, listen to this stone.
Hey, you can throw stones over all day. No way I'm jumping where I can't see.
First of all, we don't have all day. If we don't jump now, we're gonna get caught in a blizzard.
I still don't think this is where we jumped over. Why'd you pick this day? I mean, didn't you listen to a weather report?
Look,
I
Mount,
mean, a meteorologist can see a storm coming.
Mount Rainier makes its own weather. It's unpredictable. Even after we jump, we still have another 6,000 or 7,000 feet to descend. I really think we need to move on.
Need a break.
We need to keep ahead of the storm.
My sugar's low.
Minutes are gonna count. We can eat later.
I feel weak. Need some energy to jump.
This might be better. Trail mix.
I'll stay with potato chips.
All that salt's only gonna make you thirsty. Makes you urinate more, which gives you more electrolytes, which makes you tired.
Well, excuse me for being human.
You must have stopped half a dozen times.
So who's counting?
Takes a toll, that's all I'm saying. It's times like these, that's why you're tired. All you eat is junk. It's times like these when discipline pays off.
It's times like these I would need a lecture on health.
Sorry.
No big deal.
Actually, never mind.
What?
Want to take a few practice sets and sort of sneak up on it? Let's stretch, come on.
My legs are fine, it's my brain.
If I jumped, would that convince you?
It would convince me you're completely out of your mind.
What if I jumped and landed safely?
And what if you're wrong?
How can I be wrong? Nobody moved the mountain.
You're so cocksure. You wouldn't even consider the possibility that you might be mistaken?
We did it this morning. We can do it again.
And what if you fall to your death?
Oh, come
Or
on.
worse,
What could be worse?
you fall down that chasm with a broken back. You're in terrible pain, and I'm up here unable to help.
I'm prepared for that.
Who could possibly be prepared for that?
I know anything can happen on this mountain. Rock slide, avalanche, run across a grizzly and her cubs, just stumble and fall. Worse can happen in Seattle.
Would you dash across the street if you were blind?
It's not the same thing.
You're right. Blind person knows there's the other side of the street. Those drivers have car brakes.
Your fear is talking.
Hey, where I come from, they call it smarts. This is a hell of a first date.
Then you toss the packs over to me. Remember, toss them high. It's better to overshoot. Just note where I jump. Let this be your marker. Jump off that marker. Give yourself enough running space. Measure it out a few times. And remember, jump high. The only bad thing is you sort of come in for a crash landing because you can't see how to break your fall. Okay.
Unbelievable.
What?
You're seriously going to run and leap into the fog not knowing what's over there?
I know what's over there.
You don't know. You believe. You hope. You wish. You pray. You don't know the difference between what you know and what you hope.
You heard that stone land on that ledge.
Stone hits stone, period. That's a typical Uism. You hope a ledge is over there, so therefore a ledge is over there. No, there's rock over there. It may be flat, or it may be round. It may be vertical, or it may be horizontal. It's not a fact just because you said it. It's only a fact when I can see it.
So what do you suggest we do?
I don't know. Find a fallen tree. Make a bridge.
Brilliant! Trust a tree that's been down for years full of termites.
This is nuts.
Nuts will be when that storm catches up to us. Nuts is wasting precious time.
We jumped over here to take a shortcut. Why don't we just backtrack and go the long way?
Can't. We'd have to walk 2 hours right into the storm.
And we wait out the storm.
In shorts and t-shirts? A storm like this can have Arctic winds up to 75 miles per. That's hurricane speed. That's hypothermia. It could dump 2, 3, 4 feet of snow on us in 6 hours. Wet snow, and that's death. We won't survive it. This mountain kills disrespecters. We stay, we die. Horribly.
If you knew there could be blizzards in July up here, why'd you come unprepared?
I goofed.
Oh, you mean you can be wrong sometimes.
I'm not wrong about the ledge.
You thought east was south. And you're gonna jump?
Now, if you would please get out of my way, I'm gonna prove it to you.
You're so certain.
Move, please.
You're so absolute about what you can't see.
I know in my heart it's
You
there.
don't know anything.
Move!
This is a hell of a first date.
Also the last.
No question about it.
Your fear is talking. You're just a cat up a tree. This morning you leaped across laughing, but now your body quits on you, so you start manufacturing reasons not to jump back. You're tired. You're spent. And fear's got the best of you.
Hey, want to take a shortcut? What was I thinking when I said yes?
Yeah, what were you thinking?
Never scored on a mountaintop before? Thought you wouldn't want to keep seeing a guy who wasn't as crazy as you. So I jumped. Of my own free will. You didn't force me. All the things we said to one another, I thought if I didn't go into your world and take all the chances, we'd never be close. Didn't know it would kill me. Just go.
I can't just go. I'm responsible for getting you on this side. Let's hold hands and jump together. Come on. We can do it. We toss the packs over, stand way, way back, and take a running leap across. We can do it. Come on.
You're truly out of your mind.
You may be afraid of that leap now, but when those winds hit you, and you feel your core heat dropping and start hallucinating, and all you want to do is sleep, a part of you may come to your senses, but it'll be too late. You'll be even weaker, even more afraid.
Let's make a shelter.
Out of what?
Trees.
What trees?
Branches. Anything.
You think it's easy?
We'll figure it out.
Lifetime woodsmen would be hard-pressed.
You go on. When you get back, just tell them where I am.
I worked search and rescue. They don't go out in bad storms. They jeopardize lives for lives to a point. This storm is that point. To get you out of here, they need a 6-man foot and dog unit. They'll have to carry up a 10-foot ladder and litter up 6,000 feet. The snow will be too deep. They'll wait it out. Helicopter won't fly in a blizzard, won't fly in winds over 40 miles per hour. Maybe they'll come, maybe they won't. Maybe all they need is a body bag. Then again, there might be lots of other goofs for SNR to fetch. There's 2 skeletons hanging from ropes on the southeast precipice. Mountain climbers, been hanging there for years. 2 rib cages, bit of vertebrae, swinging on the end of the rope in the wind. Nobody can get to them. Swinging on the end of the rope in the wind, back and forth. Untouchable.
Damn.
You did it before.
That was a lifetime ago.
It was 8 hours ago. You did it before. You can do it again.
This is definitely not the spot. When I jumped over, I scraped my knee.
So what?
So I looked down on rock.
I'm sorry. I can't listen to any more of this.
Saw my blood on the rock. There's no blood
I have
on
to
this
save my
rock.
life. For what it's worth, I've heard freezing's the kindest death. It's painful at first, but after threshold's reached, numbness takes over and all you want to do is sleep. Then you'll curl up and fade away.
Who would know that?
It's a medical fact.
You came back from the dead to make it a fact.
Believe what you want to believe. I believe we're being tested.
Get mystical on me. I need real.
I know this trail.
Like east is west. You think you know a lot of things. You say things like Mount Rainier's holy. It's a big rock, okay? Mount Rainier makes its own weather. If you knew anything, we'd have the right gear, wouldn't we?
I'm moving on.
Wrong about south being east.
Here's my path. There's some. You'll find
I can't be
food
wrong
right here
about
and some
precipice.
food. I suggest you wait as long as possible to consume the food.
Moron.
This is the spot. You dropped this before. Your gum wrapper.
Pick mine up.
You have 4 wrappers, but only 3 foils. One's missing, and this is it.
Foil you found some weather. That's been here.
Nobody comes here.
We did.
Then where's the 4th foil?
Probably on my car floor. Or in the ashtray. I put my body where my mouth is. Show me the blood on that rock, and I'll jump. Right now. Just show me. Right now. I'll jump first. Just show me.
I can't.
No, you can't.
I can only show you by jumping.
So why don't you? Huh? Go on. Nobody's in your way.
Oh, I can't now.
Spooked?
I was so sure.
Guess what? You're a human being.
I don't know how this could happen to me.
Damn fog.
Of all people.
The terrain.
Yeah.
So, what do we do?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'll look for some firewood.
Blackout. That's the end of it.
Yeah. We just need to close the curtain. If necessary.
I mean, well, that's the biggest thing.